So friends, one of Donald Trump's longtime executive assistants during his time as president and thereafter down at Mar-a-Lago has provided the FBI with some sharply incriminating evidence against Trump in his classified documents, obstruction of justice, espionage case. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, ABC News just broke a story with some new, incredibly damaging, deeply incriminating information about Donald Trump's classified documents case. Let's start with the ABC News headline. Trump wrote to-do lists for assistant on White House documents marked classified. Okay, first of all, we don't know what kind of to-do lists Donald Trump wrote for his executive assistant on classified documents. You know, was it, hey, run out and get 2 Big Macs, a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and a 6-pack of Diet Coke? We don't yet know. But here's the thing. That headline is really not the most damaging revelation. Why? Well, because we already knew how reckless Donald Trump was with classified information. We already knew how little regard he had and has for our national security. We already knew he took documents that he was not entitled to take. We know he refused to return those documents when they were demanded by the National Archives. We know he obstructed justice when he violated a subpoena requiring him to return the documents. And we already knew that he did so much of this in violation of our nation's espionage laws, for which he's been indicted. But a couple of things we didn't know. Let's return to the ABC News article. One of former President Donald Trump's longtime assistants told federal investigators that Trump repeatedly wrote to-do lists for her on documents from the White House that were marked classified, according to sources familiar with her statements. As described to ABC News, the aide, Molly Michael, told investigators that more than once she received requests or taskings from Trump that were written on the back of note cards, and she later recognized those note cards as sensitive White House materials with visible classification markings used to brief Trump while he was still in office about phone calls with foreign leaders or other international related matters. And the article goes on to relate that Ms. Michaels turned over those classified documents, the to-do lists, to the FBI. The article continues. The sources said Michael also told federal investigators that last year she grew increasingly concerned with how Trump handled recurring requests from the National Archives for the return of all government documents being kept in boxes at Mar-a-Lago, and she felt that Trump's claims about it at the time would be easy to disprove, according to the sources. Sources said that after Trump heard the FBI wanted to interview Michael last year, Trump allegedly told her, quote, "You don't know anything about the boxes," close quote. Molly Michael knew all about the boxes. Molly Michael knew the federal government was demanding their return. And what did Donald Trump tell Miss Michael? "You don't know anything about the boxes." Put a pin in that. The article continues. Michael's statements to investigators, described to ABC News by sources, shed further light on the breadth of evidence that Smith has amassed to support his case against Trump. In 2018, Michael became Trump's executive assistant in the White House, and she continued to work for him when Trump left office. but she resigned last year in the wake of Trump's alleged refusal to comply with the federal requests and the FBI's subsequent search of Mar-a-Lago. And get this, friends. Trump began to seem more reluctant to cooperate with the agency, the National Archives, and he asked Michael to help spread a message that no more boxes existed. Even though Molly Michael knew that dozens and dozens and dozens of boxes still existed, were still being unlawfully retained by Donald Trump. And in fact, Miss Michael took some pictures of those boxes at Mar-a-Lago while Donald Trump was telling her, you don't know anything about the boxes, and I want you to help spread the word that no more boxes exist. No, she took some pictures of the boxes, and those pictures ultimately came into the hands of the FBI, and you've seen the pictures. Some of them ended up in the very indictment against Donald Trump for his unlawful retention of those boxes, for his obstruction of justice, and for his violation of our nation's espionage laws. Now, ABC reached out to Donald Trump's team for comment about these dramatically incriminating assertions by Miss Michael. Here's what Trump's team said. A Trump spokesperson said that what ABC News was told lacks proper context and relevant information. Boy, there's a non-denial, if I ever heard one. You know, friends, this reporting highlights the fact that prosecutors have so much more incriminating evidence regarding Donald Trump than we could possibly know. And here is yet another longtime Trump loyalist who will testify against him at trial. Someone, Molly Michael, who would not participate in Trump's crimes, who would not spread the word that we have no more boxes when she knew he had more boxes. Molly Michael said, no, I will not. And when these trials get underway against Donald Trump and his criminal associates, you know, you are going to see Donald Trump convicted with a chorus of Republican voices. The Molly Michaels, the Cassidy Hutchinsons. There are so many good people who did stand up to Donald Trump's tyranny, to his bullying, to his harassment, to his threats, to his lawlessness. And they said, no, I will not. People who came before them, like Colonel Alexander Vindman, like Marie Yovanovitch, Ambassador Yovanovitch, like Dr. Fiona Hill, people who stood up and said, no, I will not. Because to them, justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.